Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Nerds and Nitwits, where we embrace the nerd. No, we explore the nerdy and embrace the nitwits, and that just goes to prove we're the nitwits. And can you believe it, guys? We made it to episode 10.
Yeah.
We unfortunately are missing our lovely Prime Judge. He is out sick at the moment, so sad F in the chat for him. But yeah, welcome to episode 10. Didn't think we'd make it this far, but here we are.
Yeah, look at us. Look at us. Look at it.
This is like 2.5 months of Nerds and Nitwits already.
That's kind of
That's
insane.
crazy.
Well, I mean, that means like we've been doing this for 10 weeks. I've been streaming for 10 weeks, which means I've streamed over 250 hours in 10 weeks.
Heck yeah, baby.
Like, we've hit affiliate in that point. Oh my gosh, we've hit affiliate in that time. We've had a lot of fun episodes in that time. And guess what? It's only going to get better from here. I hope.
250 in 10 weeks is roughly 25 hours a week, which means you're streaming at least a day cycle.
Dude, you gotta get that to at least 40 hours a week. You gotta treat it like a job, dude.
It's kind of what I'm doing while I'm looking for other work, so.
Yo, do you guys want
way
me
to
to
do
just deep fried dwarf?
No.
Let me know, chat.
Go deep fried. Either way, episode 10, as we have called it, is Nerdstalgia. We decided we were going to go back and explore the past for an episode to talk about how we got to where we are today. So, I don't know where we want to start in that one. Let me start with this question, actually. Oh my gosh, Cam. My word, dwarf. That ain't a dwarf. That's an ASMR at that point.
Yeah, that's what that is.
That's what
Very,
that is.
very hairy one, but
Right?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what that is.
I don't know. Where should we start? Let's start with if you had to pick any one game from your childhood to go back, wipe from your memory, and play from the beginning to end all over again, what would that be?
Oh man.
These are questions we should have thought about beforehand, but
I don't know. It's hard to say to experience one game from my childhood, because I know what game in my life I would pick, but it's not really from my childhood. Like, I played it like 10 years ago, so I was 15.
I'd still consider that like, I don't know, well, not necessarily childhood, but yeah, I'd still call that nostalgic though.
Yeah. Well, I would pick, it's a game called Rhyme. And
yeah.
I honestly think it's probably one of the most beautifully crafted games I've ever experienced in my life.
Fair
and
enough.
I wish it's the hardest part about the game is I know now what the game is. And if you ever play it, I'd just say, don't know anything about it. Don't know anything about it. Just go play it. And it's so good.
I don't think
but
I've
once you
ever-
played it once, you can't again.
I don't think I've ever played it.
It's worth it. Like, I kid you not, it emotionally made me better.
This guy's got a good choice. Look at that. And
When
hard
you're a
copy.
child and you learn to play this game,
Oh, dude.
you hate yourself.
Dude.
But oh, is it so good?
I don't think I played Shadow of the
Oh.
Colossus until I was like 16.
I think I was 13 when I finally picked it up.
Right.
Like even then, like that, like holy smokes, it's such a good game, and so like the graphics don't look too much into them because for PlayStation 2, they're pretty okay.
Oh, they're pretty good for PlayStation 2.
They're pretty good.
Even even replaying the remaster was like, dude, this feels good in my heart.
Yeah, like it's just one of those that's like, it's a weird one. Like it is not a very common game. I only knew it from one guy. When I was watching YouTube back in the day when I didn't play more games, I just had what I had and watched YouTube of other things, and I only knew it from the one guy. I didn't know anybody else who played the game, and finally picked it up myself, and
You know, it's one of those games that I haven't played, but every time I see people play it, I want to play it, but I just haven't.
You
Also,
need to
Mr.
experience it.
Pundit has a great choice too with Fallout 4. 10 out of 10.
I'm not gonna lie.
I can dust up a PlayStation 2 and you let me know, Cam, and I can get it ready for you.
This is the thing.
Oh, dude, I kind of want to go buy a
Flip
PS2 and PS3.
Uh,
Oh, yes.
This is the thing. I have mentioned this so much on this channel. Every single time video games come up, Kingdom Hearts will always be my game that I would love to play from the beginning again with no memory of it, because it was such a good game, has such good RPG mechanics. It's freaking Disney meets Final Fantasy, and then you take
the playing game on Wii Sports Resort.
Yeah. You take all that and you just shove it in a game, and it's great because it shoot like you mix freaking Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy with Cloud from Final Fantasy and Sephiroth, which is one of the hardest boss fights I will ever do. So good. That would be like if I could go back and erase any game from my memory. That or like Metal Gear, like the original Metal Gear Solid on PS1. Pokemon
Honestly,
it.
Halo 1, there's so many games that would be awesome to experience a second time, for the first time, a second time.
Yes.
Where just, yeah, like, it's the thing of, like, once you know the game and you've experienced it, it's still great, but that first time was just so good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. 100%. I wonder what Michael would have picked.
So, yeah, I was kind of wondering, because, like, I mean, the thing is, Michael is definitely the least gamer of us, but I feel like it's got to be like Pokemon. If not, it's probably like NHL 20. What? How old is he? It's probably NHL 1993 or something.
Dude, he wasn't even born in 93. I wasn't even born in 93.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's funny that he is sick tonight, because this is one episode where, you know,
his
he might
opinion
not
would
be
very
as
different from ours, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Also,
okay. What would you guys say is not necessarily when you want to experience for the first time again, but what is maybe the best game from your childhood, or your favorite game from your childhood? I mean, it might still be your favorite game, but and what console was it on? Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts was still like, it's my game. I have replayed it so many times because I own both Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2 on PS2, but I also own the remastered versions for the PS4, PS5. Like that would be ATV Off-Road Fury 2.
Dude,
good games.
That game is so fun. That is
an
amazing. Top tier choice.
So
I should put that on my PS2.
I have now acquired. So I grew up with this one. My cousins had 3, and then eventually we got 4.
Oh yeah.
So I grew up with those ones. I now have acquired 2, 1, and 4. The only one I'm missing is 3. 4 is awesome for all of its own things, but this is what I started out on. Like, this is this is what I grew up playing as. My dad got bedridden for 6 months, and we played the crap out of this game. It was awesome.
What was your original question again, Cam?
Just like your favorite game from your childhood.
Yeah, it was probably like the only other thing I would say is Tony Hawk Pro Skater, because that was the first game I ever played with my brother. He whooped my butt in it every single time because he's 8 years older than me. But it was the first game I ever played with my brother, and pretty much the only game I played with my brother. So
I would say, like, I mean, Halo 3 is a given, obviously.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like, I just had it in my mind and it disappeared on me. So maybe it's not my
Fire Red would also be up there for me. Like
Pokemon Platinum.
Yeah. Pokemon Platinum would be good. It's really hard to pick like an actual favorite from each. Like if I had to narrow one down from like each generation, so like PS2 would be Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
Like GameCube would be Wind Waker, hands down, or Melee.
Whoa.
Wii would be Twilight Princess because Zelda
Oh,
games. That or Monster Hunter Tri. DS
Right.
would have been like Diamond, like Pokemon Diamond.
Yeah.
So like generational.
Yeah, I know.
wise,
Generationally, it's a bit easier to narrow things down, probably. But yeah, like I
Yeah.
mean, because when I grew up, though, like we literally had like an NES and an SNES and an N64. Like I remember playing Tetris on the N64, or like there was the Star Wars pod racing game,
Oh
and
yeah.
you had the stupid N64 controller with the analog stick in the middle.
I
And
love the
it's just-
pod racing game. I have it on my
Yeah,
Xbox
so good.
right now.
my dad still has it on the N64. But even like Duck Hunt, like I remember playing all that when we were kids. Super Mario 3 or Super Mario World 3.
Oh yeah, so good.
Are
This
you
is the
moving
thing.
me?
I'm adjusting your camera a little bit because I can see the little outline of the Discord thing, and it's driving me nuts. But anyways, this is the thing: is that we didn't really have consoles that much. Like when I was a kid, my brother and my sister had this whole idea to, and me apparently, even though when I was like 6 or 7 at the time, and I don't really remember it, to pool our money
Yeah.
together and buy a PS1. So, but that ended up being like my brother's console for the most part. So we had like Metal Gear Solid and Tony Hawk, like one of the first Gran Turismo games. We also had like one of those demo discs that had like a whole bunch of these random things. So I'm like trying to get them onto my PS2 now. It's turning into more of a hassle than I wanted to. But it was like that kind of stuff. So we didn't, and that was it. We had a PS1 and that was it for the longest time. Like we didn't have another console again until the Wii came out. And even then we didn't have a Wii until like a year or so after it had launched.
Oh yeah.
So I played
Yeah,
a
no,
lot of
we
PS1.
did. There's one thing, like we pretty much had every console. Except PlayStation, but then my stepdad had PlayStation, so we had a PS2 there, and a PS3, and then a PS4. So like my childhood, I literally got to play games on every console, which I do appreciate because I do think each console has their benefits.
Yeah. Like I think the only console I've never owned is a PS3. Now,
yeah.
at this point, I think the only console I've never owned is a PS3 because I've had everything
Yeah.
else.
So- Here is a true question, and there is a right answer. Okay, Xbox 360 versus PS3 controller. Which one's more comfortable to use?
oh,
360.
Yeah, obviously.
360.
All day,
okay,
every day.
okay.
Even
I'm
like,
glad that we're on the same page. Taylor's gonna disagree.
Well,
Maybe
here's
actually,
the
I don't
thing.
know.
the PS3 controller is not that much different than the PS2 controller. And I picked up the PS2 controller the other day. I'm like, this feels weird in my hand, considering like how chunky this is compared to how skinny the PS2
Yeah.
controller is.
Uh-huh.
Also, no, I have played on a Dreamcast. I've never owned a Dreamcast. That's the other console I've never really owned from that like generational
I've
era.
never had a Dreamcast, or to be fair, like I mean, Sega Genesis never had that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All them like mainstream consoles that existed when I was alive, we'll say.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mhm.
I've
Okay.
played most of them, but
Favorite console? What are you guys' favorite consoles?
that's still a hard
Like
one
maybe
for
top
me.
top three favorite consoles.
I would probably say you go ahead, Anthony, if you have yours thought out already.
I've only owned 2, so
Oh yeah.
that really narrows it down because I have my Xbox One S and I have a PlayStation 2, and I think just the nostalgia of the PlayStation 2,
Mm-hmm.
because based on like a lot of people and statistics and whatnot, the PlayStation 2 is one of the most highly rated consoles ever produced with the games that came out for that
Yep.
console. It's just the fact that it's rated so high, and the nostalgia that I have with it, the amount of games that they have for the PlayStation 2.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's just wild. So it's, for me, it's like, it's a clear number one. I didn't grow up with Nintendo, so I understand everybody who's into that. But like PlayStation 2 is hands down.
Yeah. I don't like.
Oh, heck yeah.
I don't know, because besides owning, I didn't own a GameCube again until I had moved out and was living on my own, had my own job, yada yada. So it was like 10 years after the GameCube had launched originally. But it's like, so I mostly had Nintendo consoles, but I grew up on a PS1. And like, there's still, even playing the PS1 games on the PS2 is still like, man, this feels like 1999. Like, it feels like I'm sitting in my basement, my brother is somewhere beside me playing Tony Hawk, and it's like, it feels nostalgic, as you know, the whole episode is about. But like, favorite console wise, I don't know. Like, that one is a hard one, because it's like, I love the PS2, but I didn't own it for the longest time. So like, I didn't really play PS2 games until I was a teenager into my adulthood.
Okay.
The GameCube I had on and off because of people that were living in our house at the time let me use theirs, but it was like, I still don't know what my favorite console would be. Like, maybe the 360.
It is hard.
Yeah, like maybe the 360, because that was the first one that I bought myself. Like, every other console we owned, or like handhelds I owned, was bought for me. So like, I had a Game Boy Advance, I had a DS, I had a DSi, blah blah, I had a 3DS. Well, the 3DS I bought for myself, but like everything else, like the PS1, technically I bought with my siblings, but like the 360 is the first one I bought myself. And so I spent a lot of time, like Assassin's Creed. I spent so much time on Assassin's Creed when I got it. Played so much Halo when I got it. I don't know if I have like a favorite console.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair.
Especially now that I have all of them kind of combined in various forms. Like, my Wii is modded, my PlayStation 2 is modded. Like, it's like, I spend so much time bouncing back and forth between them now that I'm like, I'm kind of overwhelmed with how much choice I have.
Yeah, that's fair.
What about you, Cam?
I know. I think, I mean, it's got to be the 360. Is definitely my number one favorite console. I just spent so much time on that, and like, I remember to this day, like, I think it was like May 11th of 2011 or 2012 or something, when Minecraft released on the Xbox edition. And I remember like playing that the morning it came out before school on the Xbox 360. And then, it was just so much fun having friends over and like couch co-op games, Minecraft, Halo, just so much. But then I think it'd have to be the GameCube, probably, is my number 2. And then the Nintendo DS is my number 3. And again, I just think about options. Like, my experiences with them and how much I loved playing the games on those. And it's like, it's hard to pick, but the GameCube was an absolute classic.
Yeah.
And same with the DS. And I mean, Pokemon Platinum. So I used to, when I was a kid, I loved Pokemon Platinum so much that I would I would play the game, I would beat it, finish the game within like 2 days, reset it, play it, beat the game in 2 days, reset it. That's all I did for like months. I would just play through Pokemon Platinum over and over and over again. And I'd borrow my brother's DS, and I'd trade Pokemon to my other Pokemon game before resetting. So I had like 17 Giratinas at one point.
Oh my word.
Because I just used the Master Ball to catch it every time.
Wow, yeah.
So yeah, it was good memories there, but
well, that was my thing.
I was obsessed.
With like Pokemon games especially, my siblings are not they are not gamers. They don't care. Like, whatever. My sister calls me being like, hey, your nephew wants to get into this. Is this something I should let him play? And I usually have to bite my tongue and go, no, you probably shouldn't, but yes. Camp Supper Part 2, yeah. But like with Pokemon games, I refused to reset them because I had nowhere to put them. Like, I had nowhere to put the Pokemon or anything like that until they introduced like the Pokemon Bank and stuff, the Pokebank. On the DS or whatever. I refused to reset my games until I had somewhere to put them. So like some of my files sat for years untouched. Yeah. Like not untouched, like I would go back and play them and do some random battles here and there or whatever else, but like, and then I remember when Pokebank launched, I was like, frick yes, I am paying for this, or like using it when it was free. And like I remember like dumping everything and then resetting Diamond was the first one I reset, and that was a good time.
Yeah. Nice.
But
that's
also,
awesome.
You mentioned playing Minecraft when it came out on the 360. We were talking about this yesterday, but I figured I might as well tell everybody else that's watching too. I was playing Minecraft when it was still a browser game back before, when it was like first in development. I was in high school. I was in high school when it was a browser game where it was like really loose connectivity between people, and I remember like completely empty flat world. There was no cliffs. It was just a flat world that you could dig dirt up and then place it somewhere else. And I remember that was like the coolest thing in high school, being like, this is so cool, and we could get away with it because it was creative.
Yeah, dude. Okay, for those of you who don't know, we've been playing a ton of Minecraft in the last couple days, and like even from what it was in 2012 to what it is now is crazy. Like we haven't played a lot in the last like 5-6 years, and the game has so much going on. Like we keep finding things and it's like, what is this? Like what?
No, I'm not. I'm just older than you.
That, I mean,
yeah, it's like, it's insane.
Maybe MPG, you're just a baby. Have you considered that?
That's true. Yeah, that is also a thing. I don't know if this exists because I don't know if I have one for this, but I figure I'll ask it just in case. Is there a game that you love from the older consoles that is like hated amongst
beans?
People? You're not supposed to do that during the podcast, Cam. I told you that.
I'm sorry. Continue.
Is there a game that is probably like hated by other people that is loved by you?
Oh, I don't know.
Right? Like, I'm trying to think about this because there's some games that I've mentioned to people that are like, oh, that game sucks, or I hated that game. And I'm sitting there going, I actually loved playing that game. Like, it was a good game back then, in my opinion, but okay. I can't even remember what it was now. I can't remember what we were talking about.
Brendan, everyone loved the playing game.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that. Like, I don't even think I currently own any of them. They're like, oh, these were crappy games. Like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, I don't.
I own a bunch of PS1 games, but
I mean, the thing is, yeah, I'm sure there has been, because I am not a crazy picky person, and generally, like even with movies and TV shows, like it's really hard to make something that I would not finish watching. So I don't know. To be fair, you know, League of Legends would count for all of us. There's a lot of people that hate
100%. I'm like looking at my library and there's not. Yeah, I don't know. There probably isn't, but it's like, I don't know.
We should do a League stream.
We should do a League stream sometime. Barbie Jet Set and Style on the DS was actually fire. Oh my word.
Okay. Did we all play Club Penguin?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm assuming everyone did. I'm assuming everyone in the chat. I mean,
Club
maybe not in Paigey. Maybe she's too young. I don't know, but
Club Penguin
yeah, like,
was the bomb.
It was so good. Like, I still remember like decorating my igloo and playing. It was basically like rock, paper, scissors. It was like fire, water, and something or whatever. It was so good.
Okay, hold on. Are you talking about like the browser MMO social game, or are you talking about the DS game that Brendan's talking about?
That's the one. I mean, I played both, but I'm mainly talking
I
about
played both.
actual Club Penguin.
Yeah, I think I've only ever played the actual Club Penguin.
Oh yeah. I mean, good choice, Brendan. Your mic broke because of it. What did you do?
Like I think aside from RuneScape, like Club Penguin is my first like MMO. I'm gonna use quotation marks here. MMO experience.
Yeah.
But RuneScape,
Okay.
yeah, that was a time. Still is a time.
What about Adventure Quest Worlds?
Oh, I still play Adventure Quest Worlds. I still have my account from Adventure Quest Worlds.
Yeah.
My name. Okay, so this is now the longer story. So my friend Alicia, back when we were like kids, she introduced me to Adventure Quest. So like the first version of so Adventure Quest. So I got hooked on Adventure Quest. Was dope, whatever. When they announced Adventure Quest Worlds, I said, this is great. This is fantastic. I started playing Adventure Quest Worlds. Their original storyline, which you can still play, was called the 13 Lords of Chaos. So this is the longer story of how we get to where we're going. So my original username, and even when I first started playing with these guys on League, my original username was Chaos Lord. Like the edgy teenager I was.
Oh.
My Xbox name, then I tried to make it Chaos Lord because obviously I had to make it all the same. Didn't work. They suggested Chaotic King. I said I hated that. And then it eventually turned into Chaotic Kingdom. So
nice.
Adventure Quest and Adventure Quest Worlds is the reason why my username and my Xbox name and whatever else is Chaotic Kingdom.
Heck yeah, that's sick.
I can still log in. I still have it. I still log into my Adventure Quest Worlds game every so often. I've got like 20 different classes all at max level. There's also Adventure Quest 3D now, if you didn't know.
I did not.
Yeah, that is a thing too. But yes, I did play.
Do they still like update Adventure Quest Worlds and stuff?
Oh yeah, it is still like hardcore. Oh my word, it is still hardcore going. And they're even working on like a newer updated version called Adventure Quest Worlds Infinity. So like updating all the character models, updating all of the like enemy models, the animations, like graphical design, everything. It's still the same 2D like version, but like everything is being updated slowly, and it looks so like I still follow Arctics in them, and it's so dope.
Should we all get back into Adventure Quest Worlds together?
Let's do it. I can introduce you to Chaos Lord DD1. That's my original username.
Nice.
With the many different classes that it is. I try and play it now, and I'm like, I am like kind of lost. Like I have no idea where I'm going and what I'm supposed to be doing anymore.
Yeah. No, that's
okay. You guys need to stop with the channel points, because the rules for the podcast were we weren't using the channel points, so I'm not following them if you use them.
My bad.
No. I set this into place weeks ago.
Triple hydrate. You can tell him to hydrate all you want. You just can't use the channel points to do so.
I know Cam started it.
I know. I am a bad influence. We all know this. Okay?
But anyways,
you should not do what I do.
Anthony, what's on your mind? You've been fairly quiet.
On my mind? Oh,
Nerdstalgia wise.
I find it nostalgic wise. Like Club Penguin was how I ended up with my username now. The whole reason why it's got the 2 behind it is because I was an absolute idiot and kept like, oh, I'm gonna make an account. I'm gonna send it to this email address. That was my parents' email address. I can just log in. Perfect. It didn't work. So and then I would be like, oh, noggins used. Granted, I spelled it wrong back then. So I did noggin 1. Didn't work. Then I did Noggin 2. Didn't work. Turns out you have to verify your email address. And I was too dumb to know that. So that's why the 2 is behind there. Forever to remind me of what of an idiot kid I was. But it was... Yeah, so I got into Club Penguin because I had the DS game Club Penguin. The DSs were bought just so that us kids could stay occupied while we were waiting for our siblings to finish skating lessons and whatnot. It was basically what that was. It was a grand old time. So
Thank you, thank you for that, Polar Knights. Thank you for that.
That's awesome. I love that.
I know it's something I kind of thought about too. That I was like, oh, if you go back, you just watch like
Dude,
the certain
if we
points I
had
was getting
Michael
tired
too,
and whatever
he would
else.
have the nice like short trim. That would have been perfect.
It's just
yeah.
that's funny. We got distracted.
Yep.
Yeah, RuneScape or not RuneScape. Club Penguin was where I was at for sure, and then I got into RuneScape because of my friend Zach, who we are family friends with his family and have been for the longest times. And I remember being at their house one day, and he was like, I could hear the music playing as soon as I walked in. I was like, what is that? And then their computer room was like, the main door was here. It was like the entrance hallway, and then their computer was like in direct line. So I was like, what is that? And I remember just sitting beside him for like 4 hours, just watching him play RuneScape. And I was like, I need to play this game now.
It's funny what, like, yeah, sometimes the most random things get you into it. Like, you just walk by someone playing, you're like, what is this perchance?
Well, there's
And
even,
it turns into hundreds of hours of gameplay.
Yeah. There's a guy that keeps popping up on my TikTok that's always he finds what games people are playing in TV shows and movies. So it's always like,
Oh, yeah.
what is that guy playing in the background of like episode whatever of this TV show? And it's like, I did want to know what that is. And then he'll go and like he'll track down the exact gameplay, like everything, and tell you exactly what it is. I'm like, I love that.
That Mr. Pundit reminded me of something. I mean, when I was a kid, so my grandpa had his Mac, and okay, you know what? I can use big words. I know how they work. Yeah, Age of Empires 3, I think it was. And every time my family had a family gathering, I would just disappear into the office and play that for hours, and it was so fun.
Not really my game. I didn't play any of the like Age of Empire. I don't think I played Age of Empires or Civ or like anything like that until I met Michael.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I bet you Michael has a ton of hours in Age of Empires.
Like
That's totally his kind of game.
I heard of Age of Empires. I have access to multiple Age of Empires games now, but it was not my game. I was not an RTS guy or like RTS kind of style game. That was not my jam at all.
Yeah. So did you play Halo Wars? Well, first of all, have you? I assume you have.
I've played Halo Wars, yeah.
Did you play it like recently, or did you first play it when you were young?
The first one came out on. Did the first one come out on 360? No. Yes.
Yeah, that was on 360. Yeah.
I think I played a little bit of it, but I played some of it for sure. And then when Halo Wars 2 came out, I played a little bit of that when it first launched. And then even a few weeks ago, me and Gizzy played a little bit of Halo Wars 2 multiplayer. Just because it's like, oh, we haven't played this game in a while. I should play it. I'm like, it was right when we were starting to get back into Civ 6 and everything too. So like the RTS thing was like, it was like my Minecraft phase. I was like, oh, I'm on an RTS binge. Like I'm going to play Age of Empires. I'm going to play Warcraft 3. I'm going to play like all these games. And then he's like, oh, let's play Halo Wars. I'm like, oh, that's so dope. And then we like played like 3 days of it and that was it.
Yeah, Anthony, did you play Halo Wars?
I'm not.
We should have a Halo Wars night.
Even if you don't like RTS games, Halo Wars, at least you have to watch the cutscenes. But honestly, it's a pretty sweet game.
Yeah, I think I have it in my library. I just haven't gotten around to playing it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's there. But yeah.
We could totally do multiplayer Halo Wars one day.
That'd be dope.
Could be fun.
LAN party. We keep having all these ideas. They're like, oh, we should do this. We should do this. We should do this.
I just had an
Getting
idea
there.
that I'm going to share with the entire stream.
Oh, I love ideas.
Yeah, basically, I mean, this is a basic idea. We should put our names on the stream so people can see who we are.
Ooh, ain't that a smart idea? Imagine.
Wow.
I'll remember that for next. I'll remember that for next week.
Sweet.
Hope
If you guys don't agree, let us know.
I feel like it makes sense though, especially for the new people that come in. Like,
Yeah.
the people that like Emma and Brendan and Mr. Pundit and all those people that know us, they're like, yeah, we know who those people are. But then some random people that come in and be like, they don't know my
or-
nickname is Chaotic Root, or that yours is Dwarf, or that his is Noggin, or
A better idea. We get whiteboards that are like a necklace. Hang it on us, write our name on the whiteboard.
nah, it's easy. Sunglasses, no sunglasses, and beans.
Heck yeah.
That's funny.
I disagree. I love them. You don't have a mystery, M. You know who we are.
I love the mystery.
What else?
Here's a question for you, because I thought of an answer for it already.
Do it up.
What is an older game, like from your childhood or whatnot, that is completely like unknown to most people and kind of gets you riled up that most people don't know about this game?
Probably rhyme. Like I would actually venture that no one in chat has played it, and I don't think either of you guys have.
I'm like Googling it right now because I'm trying to like think.
Chat,
have you
played Rhyme?
Is it this one?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I think I've played a little bit of it.
So here's the thing:
Now that
the
I'm looking at
beginning is real slow,
Yeah.
but you get a little ways into it. Like I literally
Oh, I
beat
definitely
the entire
have,
game in one sitting. I played like 14 hours straight, and I could not let go of the game.
I don't know, like I'm trying to think if there's any that I played that are like, I'm trying to think because I'm like, no, Spyro, like the Bugs Life game, but like, so the demo game, I had a lot of fun on the demo disc we got. There's a game that I love, I'm trying to get back onto my PS2 called Gex Enter the Gecko. And if you have no idea what that is,
Heard of that.
it's a PS1 game that you play as a gecko, but it's like it makes the first level that you're in like makes a whole bunch of references to like different TV shows and entertainment things from that kind of genre. So like there's a whole episode based on like Looney Tunes
okay.
style stuff. I'm trying to think of like other games that I played that were like nobody else has ever heard of that thing, but it's like I don't know. Like most of the games I've played, I've mentioned, and people are like, oh yeah, I love that game.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I already put it in chat, but a recent game that I've been playing that I don't think a lot of people know of, that at least that I know, is Kenshi, which
Right.
is an amazing game. It's so much fun. I like easy 10 out of 10 for me.
And what's yours, Noggin?
It is a lovely old RTS game. Came out the same year that I was born. Joel very kindly got it for me in a very legal way. It is called Grunts.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember us
Yeah.
talking about that and me being like, "Hey, I know how to get that."
Yeah, because it's not around for sale anywhere. So I have it on one of my computers. Now, it is an amazing game, and I have yet to find a person who knows what I'm talking about before I explain to them what it is. It's a fun little comedic RTS, absolutely hilarious, and it is the game that like started my idea of following computer games. in general because it came out on the computer back in the
Oh,
olden
yeah.
days of 1999. Amazing for that year.
Mm,
But yeah, it was like that's such a fun game. So hilarious.
Webkins.
Oh yeah, Webkins.
That was like,
Oh yeah.
so Webkins was in that weird gap of past my time, but like right in your guys's like line of fire. Like Webkins, never my thing. Like
Okay.
Club Penguin was my Webkins, basically.
Yeah. No, you're right. Webkins was straight targeted at me when I was a child.
Yeah, I was on the older end of side of it, but I still played a bit of it.
Yeah, because there's
Yeah.
like what
Okay.
4 or 5 year gap between us. So
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
what is a game that you absolutely hated from the moment you first played it?
League of Legends. No. That's really hard.
That
Like
is really hard.
from the moment you played it, I have a hard time even thinking of games I hated in general.
There's just bad games, but
It's true. Yeah. Brendan, the question was, what is a game that you absolutely hated from the moment you first played it?
I'm trying to think of something, and I can't. I either can't remember that far back, or I blocked it from my memory. That's. I am like.
Something like I know of games that were really
find
bad,
it.
but I never played them.
I don't think. Yeah, like. I don't know if there's many or if any games that I actually hate or hated. There might have been games that I hated at the time. So like, at the time, I hated Dark Souls. Like,
that's true.
When I first played Dark Souls, I absolutely despised Dark Souls. Now, I don't mind playing it so much. It's not my favorite game. I don't choose it. But
You know what? What was No Man's Sky? I'm so sorry.
No Man's Sky was rough.
I played it when it first came out, and I hated it. It was boring. It felt like there was nothing to do. It felt like it took forever to do everything. And yeah, No Man's Sky. But what's funny is I do like it now. So I did hate it from the moment I first played it, but now No Man's Sky is a pretty good game.
It's true. It is a pretty good game now. That's another game we could
do. That reminds me of man, we had it was Bratz. We had Bratz for the GameCube. You know, it was funny. It was kind of a fun game to play. That was the weirdest part. Like, it wasn't a terrible game.
That was also like one of those weird not even a generational thing where it was just like all of a sudden you had the Barbie kids and then you had the Bratz kids, and we all know how the Bratz kids turned out.
Yeah.
But then the Bratz kids turned into the Monster High kids.
I mean, in recent history, Concord, generally speaking, seems to have had that experience.
Oh yeah.
If you guys don't know what Concord was, it was a like hero shooter, so kind of like Overwatch or like Rivals. And it came out and within 2 weeks was shut down. And Sony spent $400 million developing it for it to shut down 2 weeks after release. Like, legitimately one of the biggest flops in history of gaming.
But on top of that, not only did they put all that into the money into the game and the marketing and all that, they also put a crap ton of money into making a episode for the secret level anthology that came out,
which was it was good too.
Yeah,
it definitely made me wish I had the chance to play the game 100%.
I remember watching these videos of people like rushing to like Target and all these places after they ripped it from like Steam and all that, and they're buying like these $10 copies of the game to sell to people that actually wanted to play it. I have seen and played it on the DS. It is not a fun time. Wasn't the worst game ever on the DS, but it was not a good time to play. So Mr. Pundit, what was your next question? I am curious about these questions. that I can see again. There we go. My gosh. From any game you've played, which character would you want to be friends with the most for practical reasons?
Oh,
For practical
dude, you got some
reasons?
good questions today.
That is some great questions. My gosh. For practical reasons?
Practical.
I don't know if I have practical reasons. Can I say like, oh, I don't know. I mean that's a pretty practical one. Mario, built-in plumber, and window washer, and space pioneer, and he can beat up the turtles for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. For practical reasons, I really don't know.
Yeah, that. I mean,
I'm trying to think, and like everything I can think of is like, nah, that's just be for fun. Like, friggin' Charmander,
I mean,
just for fun.
To be fair, like I would just pick Master Chief out of favoritism, but also, having a Spartan as your friend would probably be pretty practical. Like, oh, your car's flipped over, cool. He can just come and lift it back for you.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Seems practical to me.
Wow, you're suddenly faced with an alien invasion? I know a guy. The Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
Return of the General Lee.
This game is great.
Yeah.
But Cooter from the Dukes of Hazzard ain't no car he can't fix or turn into a moonshine running dragster. So
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Hey, you have a vehicle problem? Just bring out Cooter. He'll bring out his tow truck, and you could drive his tow truck and whatnot. It was a good old time. So practical reasons, that's my guy.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, practical reasons, I don't know. Yeah.
Very difficult.
Spyro, because then I just have a fire-breathing dragon that can cook food for me. Tom
That'd
Nook.
be sick.
Bro can sign me a job or even give me ownership of the store after he dies.
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
dude.
If you're thinking
It
about
gives
it
you
that
loans
way,
for whatever you want.
yeah.
So,
If you're thinking about it that way, I guess.
okay.
Yeah.
What game or series do you wish there was another game in? So, like, if there was 3 games, which do you wish there was 4? If there's 1 game, do you wish there was a second? And just for the sake of it, that is as good as the best game in that series.
Okay, hear me out. There have been a lot of sequels. There have been a lot of remakes. But give me a Spyro game in the same way of the original one.
Yeah.
Hands down. Because like the GameCube Spyro games, not great at all. Skylanders don't even like. But
dude, I loved Skylanders. Don't even.
I never played it. Like I played some of it, but not nearly enough. Holy smokes!
Holy smokes!
Oh baby!
Thank you, anonymous gifter. Thank you. Look at all these people.
Let's go!
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Hey! What's up, Jacob? Yeah, I would say like, and Tiddlywink. Thank you, Tiddlywink. All these people that just got anonymous gifted. Yeah, I would say like, give me a PS1 era Spyro sequel, and I am all for it. Like the remakes that they did, like the Reignited trilogy, freaking loved.
It's still going.
It's still going because they gave out 5 of them. So
that's awesome.
I love that. The hype train over in the corner there.
Yeah.
Need for Speed. Most.
Yeah.
Most Wanted.
Yeah.
This might be one of the few games where I'm like in a very majority vote, but I have played a lot of the newer Need for Speed games, and they still do not hold up to. This wasn't my first one. Carbon was my first one, and then I played Undercover, and then I played Most Wanted.
Okay.
Oh, that's
We could get a Need for Speed like this, just continuing on in that storyline too, because this one and Carbon were in the same storyline, and Undercover was kind of, but the storylines are completely different, and the gameplay is completely different. It's not the Need for Speed that I know of, but this would be beautiful.
Okay.
That'd be pretty sweet. Yeah.
I have a second one because it just popped into my head because I'm realizing I have them on my PS2 now, so I need to replay them. Give me a new version of Jak and Daxter.
No, that's funny. That was one I was gonna mention.
Right?
Actually, those games were amazing. That
So
or
good.
Sly Cooper, another like
Sly
absolute
Cooper.
classic on the PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think, it's funny now because I'm picking a game where there is 2 sequels, but if I could have things my way, I would have a sequel to Halo 4 where the Didact was still the villain instead of what we got in Halo 5. That's what I would have.
Okay,
But, yeah. Otherwise, I'm having a hard time answering my own question legitimately. What have I done?
Right? Now that you've opened up that door, I'm sitting there being like, Jak and Daxter, like I know we've gotten a bunch of Ratchet and Clanks, but like even another, like I've played Rift Apart and all that. I'm trying to think of what I have loaded onto my. If Garrett was here, he would say another Hulk Ultimate Destruction game. I know that much.
Nice. Another like Crash Nitro Kart.
Crash Tag Team. Crash Tag Team.
Yeah.
Was peak.
What else? I mean, there's so many things that, like, I mean,
a little bit more obscure.
Portal 3.
Portal
that would
3,
be sick.
Like,
yeah.
Or do something like they did, like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, but give me another like Twilight Princess-esque Zelda game. I'm all for it.
I got a question for you guys and for chat. Okay.
I love chat. Banjo-Kazooie also goat it.
If they have a Tears of the Kingdom 2 come out, okay, is it like if they did another one in the same style, would it be Tears of the Kingdom 2 or Breath of the Wild 3?
I think that would depend, because I wouldn't even call Tears of the Kingdom Breath of the Wild 2. Like I would to a certain extent, but it does change quite a bit of it. Like it would depend on
that's true.
The arms situation, the abilities situation. Like I don't think it would be a sequel. Like so Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom is one of the few direct sequels in the entire Legend of Zelda franchise.
Yeah.
The only other ones that are like direct sequels are like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Beyond that, okay, sorry.
You know what?
Ronan got me distracted, but I'm going to touch on that in a second.
I would love another game like Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks in the Legend of Zelda series.
Both good games.
Like those two weren't direct sequels, but they had such similar ideas that were executed really well, and I would love another thing like that.
Ronan, yes, yes. Give me another American McGee's Alice, please. Those games are so beautifully kind of dark. Is the only thing I can. Like it's such a different take on the Alice in Wonderland kind of schematic and theme, but it's so dark and so fun. Yeah, I know. I saw that. It was like I was disappointed with
Wii
that.
Fit 2, you're right. Absolutely, Emma. Wii Fit 2 would go hard.
I mean, they kind of did that with the Ring Fit adventure a little bit. Like not nearly as much as the Wii Fit and the Wii Fit Plus, but
Ring Fit Adventure is really fun though. Like they did a really, really good job with that.
I have talked to people that have played it and like lost legitimate weight from it too, which was cool. So it's like if I had been able to find one that was actually like decently priced, I'd probably do it.
Yeah, dude. Another Wii Sports Resort game with a plane, but without a time limit on the plane flying.
So good.
Top tier. Everyone would buy that.
Dude, fun fact: I didn't play Alan Wake until this past year.
Updated Army of Two, yes.
Never played it. Dude,
Army of Two. It was like It's kind of it was like the co-op game before what we have now, like It Takes Two and stuff.
Yeah,
It was so good.
I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I never
I
really
have
played
it
with.
on my 360, I think.
One that I would like to see that I played a ton of. There's a lot in the series, but it was Harvest Moon.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
so
So-
Harvest Moon
Harvest Moon
has
still exists.
become Story of Seasons.
Yeah. They still make new ones.
Same developers, same whatever. A new one just got announced this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Those games were okay. Wait. Favorite Harvest Moon game.
Wonderful Life, GameCube.
So funny enough, I would say Another Wonderful Life, but that's just because that's the one I had.
I suppose,
But yeah,
I've
They're the
only
same
played
thing.
one, and that was Save the Town. So
Is it Wonderful
Okay,
Life I'm thinking of? Is that the original GameCube one? I think so.
yeah, I think so. Wonderful Life, yeah, like it's the one that has like 3D graphics that are like
yeah.
as realistic as a GameCube could get back then. The other one I played a ton was
Man, I love
Magical
Harvest Moon.
Melody.
Oh,
That's what it
yeah.
was called.
Yep.
Yeah, that one was really good.
I have a bunch of the Harvest Moon and Story of Seasons games. Like, I forget who I was talking to. Somebody was like, this was like months and months ago. Somebody was like, "Oh, I love." I have you got me distracted, Frig. What's it? Stardew Valley. Somebody's like, "I love Stardew Valley. I wish there was more Stardew Valley games like Stardew Valley." I'm like, dude, I don't think you realize Stardew Valley ran or Harvest Moon walked so that Stardew Valley could run. Like, it starts
Yeah.
way back with Harvest Moon, and they're like, "What's Harvest Moon?" I'm like, dude, like, you need to play this game, because even the original one was on the Super Nintendo. So the very
Really?
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't know
first
that
old
was that
series.
far back.
the first one is on Super Nintendo. The most popular one is Wonderful Life from GameCube. And
Oh, okay.
so there
Yeah.
was a Super Nintendo one. I'm 99% sure there was an N64 one, but like the one that most people talk about is the GameCube one.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
one was just so good.
So
Like,
good.
I remember playing so many hours of that and then restarting and just playing it all again.
So my unfortunate story with that one was that the girl that was living with us at the time had a GameCube, had a stack of games. You know what she didn't have?
Wonderful Life.
A memory card.
Oh, bro.
So I played Shrek 2 on GameCube
That's
in
terrible.
one day because I had played it the day before. Realized I shouldn't have a memory card, couldn't save it, so I like turned it off, said whatever, I'll play it again tomorrow. But I remember playing like a full day of Harvest Moon, and then I did the thing that every 90s 2000s kid with no memory card did. I unplugged it from my TV, tucked it behind my TV stand, and left it running all night long.
Nice.
Yep.
In the pause menu.
I was always lucky enough to have like the huge memory cards. Like, we never ever ran. I still have them. I still have my GameCube somewhere.
I love that.
Man, I forgot memory cards were even a thing almost.
Oh yeah.
Like, because the PS2 had them too.
Yep.
Only 8 megabytes on the PlayStation 2 memory sticks.
Yeah.
And this was the other thing when I got my PS2, or like I've had my PS2 for a while. I was like, I could buy a PS1 game, so I went and bought like Bugs Life, Spyro 2, like all these games from GameQuest. Got home, turns out legitimately will not let you play them without a PS1 memory card in slot 1.
Really? A PS1 memory card?
Yep. Like, because the files were just different enough that for whatever reason, they didn't put backwards compatibility in the PS2 memory cards for PS1 files. Because it basically says, because basically what happens is that the PS2 temporarily turns into a PS1, which a
it
PS1,
just emulates.
Yeah, like a PS1 can't run a PS2 memory card, so I had to go back to GameQuest the next day, buy a separate PS1 memory card just to play the PS1 games.
Huh. I didn't know that there was a thing.
Yep, sure is.
Yeah, that's any console. Like the Xbox One, when you play an Xbox 360 game, it just emulates an Xbox 360
Yeah.
on the console. It's
Yeah.
kind of funny. Like, it's yeah.
But then they
There's no
get mad at
complex
you when you do it
technology
yourself.
behind it. Yeah, they're just like, oh, just build a 360's code into the Xbox One, and then you can play 360 games.
Speaking of, that made me think of a game that I wish we could all play, but I don't think it's possible unless we do some wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff, and or find it on 360 and buy a 360. Did you ever play Lord of the Rings Conquest?
Wait, I gotta look. I did play a Lord of the Rings game, but I don't know if it's that.
Let me put it this way: Lord of the Rings Conquest is Star Wars Battlefront with Lord of the Rings. You play as soldiers, you play as archers, you play as rogues, you play as orcs, you can play as the frickin' Balrog, as one of like the heroes for the villains team. You can play as the Balrog in the Shire.
Oh.
So,
gosh.
And it was not
What the
balanced.
Yeah, that didn't seem like it at all. I have a 360 that I just need to fix the disk drive on and get a hard drive for. And then I have a 360.
So what you're saying is there's a chance. Because the thing is that,
True.
and this is what I'm annoyed about, is that it's not backwards compatible, so you can't even buy it digitally on the Xbox One or Series or anything and play it. And like, I'm like, this is the one game that I wish was backwards compatible. Because I even found it on, I should have bought it when I had the chance, but I found it at Value Village, hard copy for like $10. And I was like, I should buy this. I have no way to play it. I'll just leave it. And I was like, you know what? I should do that. And I went back the next day and it was gone. I was so mad.
Yeah, of course it was.
I was so
That's
mad.
sad.
That is like that is one of the games that you just can't play anymore unless you own a hard copy of it.
Yeah, which is always so unfortunate. Like there's a few games out there that are so good and people love, but unless you have the hard copy, there's just nothing you can do. It's not an option, which is heartbreaking.
Yeah. If they made a new like Lord of the Rings Conquest game for modern day consoles, you would never see me. Yeah, I'm sure. But
I'm not in mod view. That's why I can't do anything. I got it.
You got it? One of us got it, I'm sure. There you go. Even better. Don't mind us. I feel like there was something else I was going to say, and I can't remember what it was now.
Gosh darn it, NRG_Phoenix99, you've ruined his thought process.
Yeah, it's gone now. Or there's even like really random games, like the original, like I wish I could find. It's kind of harder to find it now, but like the pinball game that used to come on all Windows computers, like the Windows XP, Spaceball, or
SpaceX Pinball.
Yeah. There was another one called Ski Free. I don't know if you've ever heard of Ski Free, but that one,
dude,
that one
Fable remake.
Dude, it got. I was so mad. They released gameplay footage. It looks frigging incredible, and then they pushed it to 2026.
Ugh.
It was supposed to come out this year, and they pushed it to 2026, and it looks freaking incredible. Ronan, yes, I am glad you know what Ski Free is.
I do. Here's the thing. I am, as heartbreaking as it is, I'm okay with studios pushing games back as much as they need to.
Yes.
Because I'd rather a game come out finished, or at least more finished, than it come out and be crappy. Like, Infinite got pushed back a year, and it still came out in rough condition. And I was like, dude, if they had released Infinite the year that they were supposed to, Halo would be completely dead instead of just messed up. So
Cyberpunk is good now. Launch?
But it released. You know what's funny? I was playing on my Xbox One X and had zero glitches, zero crashes, nothing. And I knew people playing on like Series X and PS5 that were having so many issues.
Yeah. So that reminds me. Talking about delayed games makes me think about canceled games.
Oh.
When the Xbox Series, they might have been, I think it was when the Xbox One was being announced. It was either Xbox One or the Series. Do you remember the original announcement and gameplay trailer for Scalebound? Did you see that?
No, I don't. Well, actually, it sounds familiar, but I can't even picture what it looked like.
Exactly. So Scalebound, when it was first shown off, looked incredible, and it was basically you partnering. It was a multiplayer game. You could play multiplayer as well, but you partnered with a freaking dragon.
Yeah.
And you got like scalebound armor, you got scalebound weapons, you partnered with this, like, you had this dragon you controlled, you could ride, you could send it into battle to fight these giant ass creatures and all these things. And then it was so hyped up and people were so excited for it, and then out of nowhere they're like, yeah, this game's not coming out.
Yeah. No, I do recognize the image on the Wikipedia page. But yeah, that's really, I mean, man, there's so many games like that where like they get hyped up like crazy.
So much.
And then you just hear nothing for years. And then they're like, oh, sorry, get wrecked, everyone.
Yeah.
The Wonder Woman game recently that was supposed to use the Nemesis system and would have been the first game since the Shadow of Mordor games to use the Nemesis system.
Don't get me started.
Got canceled recently. And they'd done a bunch of marketing for it. They'd announced it like crazy. Then they just didn't say anything for a while, and then just announced it was canceled.
The Nemesis system pisses me off now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
I'm so
and
mad.
That's the thing. Like, it would have been the only game so far, other than the Shadow of Mordor games, to have the Nemesis system.
I'm so mad that that's locked behind a patent for another 10 years.
Yeah.
But anyways,
it's so dumb.
Does anybody have any other questions for us as we get ready to start wrapping up here pretty soon? Yes, Anthony.
Got one. I got one.
I love it. Let's do it.
It's one of my favorite games because it's dumb. What is a game that you really enjoy and love that is a clear ripoff of another popular series? Because in the mid-2000s, early to mid-2000s, that was popular, at least PlayStation 2.
Yeah, that totally was.
Because, well, while you guys think of it, mine is this one, which is Shrek's Smash and Crash Racing. It is a Mario Kart ripoff. It is.
So is Crash Team. Like, Crash Team was so good, too, and that was also a really good ripoff.
So this one is so fun. So fun.
See,
I had a little story to explain why everybody had the different vehicles that they did. But yeah, it's like, I look at it now, it's like, that is just that's my Mario Kart. That was my Mario Kart growing up.
I don't know. Like, that's kind of hard because there's a game I'm thinking of now, and it was I think it was a Legend of Zelda ripoff. Hold on.
There is, I mean, recently, there's a game called Immortals Phoenix Rising or something.
Oh, yeah.
That was like very clear Breath of the Wild ripoff.
Yeah. It was all
really
great
good.
mythology, too. It was a great game. I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like the climbing and the stamina system and everything. You're like, this is just Breath of the Wild, but Greek.
Yep. I mean, I guess that one a little bit. Stuff like, okay, it's technically a standalone thing, but Star Fox Adventures was the first like Star Fox game, and like pretty well only Star Fox game, not actually pretty well only Star Fox game, where you were outside of the vehicles. So it's like, it is a Zelda-esque, it's like a not Breath of the Wild, like Twilight Princess, Wind Waker-esque Star Fox game. But I wouldn't call it, like, it's kind of a standalone thing. It's not really a ripoff, but like, I'm trying to think of like what I'm trying to think of, and I don't even know.
The Simpsons Hit and Run.
Oh, I love Hit and Run. Was Crazy Taxi
Grand Theft Auto ripoff?
Grand Theft Auto Crazy Taxi ripoff. That would be that would be my one. Would be Hit and Run. Now that I think about it, because it is such a Crazy Taxi GTA ripoff.
Oh yeah. I'm looking at another list here.
That and like
There was a
Dark
Smash
Siders.
Bros. Ripoff that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That one, I have that one, and I can get it again, and that one was fun.
Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, the pod racing game,
Yep.
was ripped off of another game called Wipeout.
Yeah. Yep. I've played both.
Ghostbusters, the video game, was ripped off of Gears of War.
Sounds weird, but okay.
What?
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, I have pod racing on my Xbox. The next time you're in town, next time we do like a gaming day, we should play some pod racing. Metroid Prime 4, not a ripoff, but great game, and I can't wait for it. It looks so dope because it got announced this morning during the Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, that actually, I'm excited for that.
Like, my thing is, any RPG that is a turn-based game, I love. So anything that's basically a Final Fantasy ripoff or Dragon Quest ripoff, fantastic. Like Octopath Traveler, Bravely Default, like all the Dragon Quest games. Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy are just kind of bounce off each other a lot.
Dragon Quest, I think 7. I played so much.
So good games.
Tamagotchi life.
That's valid. That's valid, Ronan. It's valid. I'm trying to think of
Yeah,
like other
that is
old
valid.
games. Crimson, I think I did. Crimson Skies, is that? Hold on, I gotta look it up now. Is that the one I'm thinking of?
What was it called? Turok.
Oh, I love Turok.
Another Turok game would be awesome.
Turok and Dino Crisis were the bomb. I think I played a little bit of Crimson Skies, not a lot of it though. I'm thinking of Drakengard, I think is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, Drakengard was the bomb diggity. Or something along those lines. Yeah,
What? Dungeon Defenders? Is that what it was called?
I have played some of that game.
I know Mr. Pundit has, because we played it. Yeah, Dungeon Defenders. That's totally what it's called. That was a sick game. I don't know, Mr. Pundit, do you remember that game that we played? We beat it one night. You couldn't even save the game. And it was like you and I and Matthew, and I don't remember, there's 4 of us, and you were Stickman. Okay? No, I know. It was such a weird Xbox 360 game. And you were like Stickman, and one person was a wizard, and one was a fighter, and one had like archer, like ranger, and you had to go through the world. It was basically a Legend of Zelda ripoff, but it was co-op, and it was like super low detail graphics, and it was so much fun. And I wish I could remember what it was called. Yeah. Oh man, that game. And like as the wizard, it was such a cool game because as the wizard, you had to like actually do like keys. So like to use like your meteor spell, you'd have to do like YYAABXXX. Like it was so cool and so well done. I haven't thought about that game in such a long time.
I'm trying to like, I feel like it sounds familiar and I can't figure out what you're thinking of.
I gotta find it. I can't. I'm never gonna live this down. I have to know.
Everything I can think of is like the Fancy Pants adventure game or the N Plus game.
I'm gonna go feral if I don't figure this out.
It's not N Plus. I know that.
What was it?
I have no. I am
It was
not
like
sure.
it was like a $2 game too. Like it didn't even like cost anything. Oh man, this is gonna drive me crazy.
Was it an
I
Xbox
love
arcade
it.
game? Is that what it was?
Maybe, I don't know.
Welcome to Nerds and Nitwits, where we get distracted. It's always a good time.
Heck yeah. Dude. Okay. I mean, we're past our time anyways, so
Yeah, we're
I mean,
reaching it. We're about we've been aiming for like 115. We're at 114.30 right now, so
I don't know that.
I am like, I have no idea what you were even thinking of. Anyways,
What other Splinter Cell was really good too.
Splinter Cell was so good.
Splinter
I love
Cell.
Splinter Cell.
Yeah, that was a good one. This is not giving me. How do I search up Stickman game on Xbox 360 and Halo 3 comes out? Bro.
I have no idea.
Bing, bing, bang, bang. Oh, Castle Crashers. That's another classic.
Castle Crashers was good. I have no idea. Yep, not a clue. Oh, well. Well, think about it some other time.
Oh, dude. A Left 4 Dead 3.
Oh, Left 4 Dead 3 would be good.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, because they did Back 4 Blood, and a lot of the original developers of
Back 4 Blood was
Left 4 Dead worked on it, but Back 4 Blood was not a spiritual successor. At least not a good
No, it was not. This is like...
Yeah. So, anyways, since we are kind of nearing our time, if you guys tune in next week, we may very well have our own official Nerds and Nitwits jingle to start the episode.
We might.
So,
we might not.
make sure you come back. We might. You know, it depends on how sick Michael stays, but...
Dungeon Siege 3. Dragon Age. Dark Messiah.
It's gonna... Mr. Pundit, are you looking for it too?
Eternal Sonata. Tales of...
Hit me, Impagey.
Anyways,
Impagey.
real quick. Last question. And then we're gonna
This
head
better
out
be
for the night.
Hit me with the question.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Bum, bum, bum.
What niche game would you choose to become mainstream if you could control it?
Kenshi. I will say Kenshi forever.
I don't even know if I play any niche games now that I think about it. I mean, maybe. I'm sure somebody has a different idea. Is it a world of Keflings?
No, but I did play that a ton on the 360 too. There was a world of Keflings. There was a kingdom for Keflings.
Anyways,
and you played it here
niche
at Xbox Live, like Avatar in those games, and you were a giant.
Yeah. Niche.
I think I would go with my earlier answer of grunts.
Yeah, it's fair. I'm trying to think of what was a niche that I wish could be mainstream. I'm trying to think of games that I played on my Wii and stuff way back when. Or games like Blast on the PS1, Jersey Devil, Gex, Wild 9, that was a fun one. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. Anybody have any last thoughts?
I like gaming, and I'm glad it's something I got into as a child.
That's fair. That's fair. That is very fair.
Goodbye.
Beans.
Beans. Okay, well, I guess that is where we're going to start closing it. So, thank you for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed another lovely evening of Nerds and Nitwits. As per usual, we are the Nitwits. We're also a little bit nerdy. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Toodles. See you later. So you guys want to go play Minecraft?
I do, but I have to do something first.
I ain't working for 4 days, so
Oh dang.
bad decisions. Here we go.
Oh my. Well,
Dude, you know what the best thing I realized is?
I still haven't shut
Because
off the mics yet.
because we're on Bedrock, you can play from your iPad, from your phone. You can play the round from anywhere.
That's fun.
Don't worry. If we continue to play Minecraft, I'm just gonna close this stream and then start a new one. Don't worry about it.
Brendan,
Hey,
I could
Macarena.
in 3
All right.
hours right now.
I'm gonna stop. All right. Good night, everybody.